will be there. But if you want to see that from earlier, you're going to have to go to subs.com/5star. But as you're seeing from the title of the video, I'm out here with my big dog, Lewis, a.k.a. a boss in fucking crypto and real estate, bruv. And you might, if you've been watching, say like, yo, man, that seems familiar. Didn't you just have somebody on here that was specializing in crypto and real estate? Shout out to Natalia. I need y'all two to link up, man. That's going to be fucking fire, fucking sauce. Right now I've got Natalia and Cassette and Nexus all in a group. I'm pushing these girls into like another level, man. Let's see if they, if you true to this, you're going to stick with it and grow. But we actually have a fucking legend in the building right now. And if you guys were just watching, this is the brotherhood I'm talking about, man. You've seen Tez out here. You've seen, I don't know if you guys saw Manny, but Manny's been out here. You just saw Sergey from the brotherhood, and now you got Lewis from the motherfucking brotherhood. Lewis, bro, let them know what the fuck is up and tell them where we could find you on Instagram, my boy.
Yo, what's up? My name is Lewis. You can find me, my personal account for now, Lewis_on_condition. And yeah, I am in the business of financial markets. Build automated trading systems.
Yeah.
For futures market. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing I'm doing now.
Yo, and let me tell you something, man. Again, this ain't nothing new for us. Me and Lewis, before this moment, have been on fucking Zoom calls together. We've led entire brotherhood calls together. We've been fucking trying to put guys on game for the longest. We even at one point when I was doing Join Revenue Mentor, after Matchmaker Locals, there was Join Revenue Mentor, a whole other business, whole other brand. We were actually having Lewis come in and teaching these guys crypto trading, crypto bots, crypto investing, crypto volatility, crypto understanding. And you see how much importance is like really at stake here for the average person when it comes to crypto, how news is talking about it, and how deep Natalia was talking about it yesterday, right? You guys really got to lock in. I mean, we are here in 2025, but it's about to be 2026. And if you don't understand that crypto is the fucking wave, it is the future. The US dollar is crashing and burning. Look into the news, man. It's looking horrible. Crypto, XRP, Ethereum, all these things will be all that's left. And in my own life, I've learned some shit from Lewis I didn't even know, bro. I remember we were using something like Deck Screener that totally came from you. We were using just for fun. Like this was just me and just Lewis when it's like no cameras and shit, and we're not talking to the guys. We're out there and we're sniping meme coins, just having fun with it, like just learning all that kind of shit and just kind of seeing how the markets could be one day, and learning that you could start your own meme coin, which is funny as hell because earlier this year, before things were absolutely terrible as they are here, shout out to Chris. This is Chris in the future. We're gonna speak about Chris in the past. I had made money from Trump's meme coin, and then I didn't get anywhere with Melania's meme coin. But right here, right now, today, Melania Trump just tweeted out, literally just on her Twitter, tweeted out she has her account, then she has a second account on Twitter where she's actually like putting out AI videos. And it's about AI memes getting into meme coins still, right? So like you see, I mean, people in the fucking White House are playing with this shit. Why wouldn't your dumbass be playing with this shit? You know what I'm saying? So just as you guys got a chance to learn all kinds of sauce and all kinds of legendary info from Sergey, welcome on to the 5-Star Podcast live stream, Lewis. We are glad to have you here, brother, man. Yes, and we need to know all that you have to teach us about crypto. Maybe we'll get a few real estate questions. That might be for another time. We got a whole lot of shit to do. As you know, we're doing a lot of things out here. And we're going to have to ask you about bots, man, because that seems to be like the up-and-coming future. It seems like human beings don't even trade anymore. But, bro, just starting off, thank you for coming on. What do we need to know about crypto trading? Brother, what the fuck is going on?
It's funny that you mentioned Trump. He's actually, every time there's like a huge move, he tells people to buy, and people kind of miss it. But, last time it was like the markets were bleeding and he say, it's a good time to buy. And then like 3 days later, the market fucking soared crazy, So yeah. He's one of the, it's funny. There's a lot of federal government, whatever, in the government itself, there's a lot of people that make a lot of money on markets, even though they're in positions of power. because they have inside information, et cetera, et cetera. So there's even people that make money just by tracking those, accounts, those because you have to disclose the, if you buy shares in this company or whatever, because you're in a U.S. government. So it's pretty crazy to go, go in that rabbit hole and see what people are doing, what those politicians are doing. And because a lot of them, Nancy Pelosi is the most famous one. She has like over $200 million in net worth, even though her salary is like $200,000-300K. Like,
yeah, I've seen that.
How long would that take? Let's say $200K, right? Just without taxes to get 1 million, that's gonna take you like a year. If you don't spend any money, you don't pay taxes, nothing, right? So imagine 200 times that, right? 200 something million. How's that possible? It takes like 100 years if you're not spending nothing, no money on food, no money on housing, no money on
no expenses,
taxes, no, you don't exist. Like that money is just whatever, and that's gonna take 100 years. So how is that possible? Well, they have like a workaround where her husband invests the money, even though she has all this inside information. And there's plenty of politicians, small or big, that have those kind of like, they're gonna put a change in water industry or whatever else,
right?
And that politician votes on the bill or whatever, and they either invest on their own account or somebody they know invests for them, and they make a bunch of money because they have this information before it gets to being public information.
Called insider trading. It's highly illegal. It's regulated by the SEC,
Is
but
it
not for Nancy Pelosi or other politicians. So if you guys are late to the game, if you're newcomers here and you don't know anything about day trading or crypto or how markets work, don't worry. My dog Lewis is going to educate you on that now. But if you've been a victim of the game, or like if you're aware of the game, Nancy Pelosi has an unbelievable portfolio that you can see publicly being traded, and people literally will make TikToks about her account or how much money she makes, and people will literally model like AI robots to kind of copy like what she's doing and shit. Yeah. And it's the funniest thing ever because, first of all, even when I was sitting down with the 3 Latinas yesterday, I literally talked to them, and they're all educated on day trading from the guys that they met professionally, and that's how they got interested in crypto. Because when I talk to them, I say, I know day trading and making money in this way is not a natural female interest. There's no girls waking up saying, I want to day trade all day. They're like, I want to play with Barbies and build IKEA and enjoy my furniture and shit, right?
Mostly, even my girlfriend, for example, a lot of the financial knowledge she has now is because I taught her.
You red pilled her.
About talking about, from credit cards to other things, because that's interesting for me.
Yeah.
I have fun with it because a lot of this stuff is like public knowledge, but it's not talked about, now it's more talked about, but like it's kind of secret in some way. Mm-hmm. Like it's, it's out there, but most people, if you talk to them, they don't know much about finance. They might know, like a savings account is good, or put money in S&P 500 for 30 years. And that's kind of the most knowledge that people have. Or, go save up money, go put down for a house. And that's a great investment. And just, not to talk shit about any of that, but, those are kind of bare entry level finance in general and investing or whatever else. There's so much more to it, and there's so many more tricks that you can learn, and more strategies, and there's just so much, and it's pretty interesting to know that stuff.
Lit gang. Can I say the name of your company?
Yeah, Algo Forge.
Yeah, all right, so check this out, right? Let me give you guys a quick background. Just like Sergey, my dog Lewis over here is Russian. And in the times that me and Lewis have been hanging out here, we've gone to meetups together. We've been hanging out together. We've fucking celebrated your birthday. Me and him been locking in on a lot of stuff. This is not even our first time streaming together. You guys don't even know this. We've streamed about crypto markets before. We've helped a lot of dudes get on game. So my dog Lewis out here, if you don't know, lives out in Miami. is gifted in the world of marketing, gifted in the world of creating content, out here, has had numerous jobs all up and down motherfucking Miami, has gotten deep into the interwebs, and keeps locking in on two areas of major importance, whether it be wholesaling or real estate or anything to do with real estate, really. In that industry, you'll be able to speak to it and has experience in it and the portfolio. And then on top of that, keeps leaning back to right here, right now, today, you'll see a huge difference. Just like Sergey, bro. Sergey's out here trying to do this stuff with a passion. And when I do stuff, bro, I'm trying to make a sale, bro. Subs.com/5star. Get your motherfucking membership. You know what time it is, dog. We're out here making money and giving you guys value. But my dog, Lewis, is actually going one step even higher than that with his new company, Algo Forge. The way that all of this has culminated together is that he's been able to build AI robots through other communities and getting other people together and coming together and saying, listen, what I want to do is I'm going to create a community and I'm going to help you guys get your actual robots. So come into my community for fucking free. Right now, my dude is trying to actually put out value in a way where he can help you get in there for free to get robots trading for you in the world of crypto and put money in your fucking pocket, bro. Lewis, what inspired this? And then give us the whole sauce, bro. I'm handing it to you, bruv.
So I have to kind of correct you a little bit. So it's not AI bots. They're just, codes. Mm-hmm. They're basically strategies they have certain indicators and stuff that, collide together into making a full strategy that makes money and that's been tested, over 20 years and things like that. And, so they're not AI, right? The AI stuff is not good enough yet. Because if it was, then every single normal person would just go to ChatGPT and make $1 gazillion, over a month or whatever. So it's not good enough yet. It could give you a simple breakdown, but it doesn't have the kind of strategy or other things that help it, manage money properly. And and usually it might be right sometimes, but it's not good enough on the long term kind of vision of things. And
right.
It's also up to your input, right? So mm-hmm. all the AIs, mostly the way they work is by your prompts. So if you're shit at prompting, if you don't know how to use it properly, it's not gonna work, even the simplest stuff, right?
Right.
So. And the free group, I'm giving 5 free bots. So those bots, trade NASDAQ, S&P 500, and gold. Mm-hmm. So it's two NASDAQ, 2 S&P 500, and 1 gold. That's the free package that I'm giving away, and anybody can use forever for the rest of their life. Obviously, those strategies, with time, they might stop working. And that's why you kind of need me to create new strategies for you, because no strategy is obsolete because the markets change over time. And, it's not the same market that it was 25 years ago. So strategies need to adapt and need to change and things like that. And, there are 5 free bots. You do need some money to start, obviously, because it's in trading or any of that stuff. You do need money. Mm-hmm. There's no way around it. Right. If you hear people turning, $1 into $10,000 or whatever the fuck, it's most likely bullshit, and it's not a good. It's very difficult, and it's gonna take you many different tries, and most of that would be luck. You get certain roll in a row, kind of if you do blackjack or not blackjack, like roulette or something.
Right.
Yeah, over time you might win some money because it's chance, But same thing here. The thing that really works is, obviously, if you're just a trader, it's discipline, control of your emotions and things like that. With automated bots, it's even better because there's no skill involved. It's just having the right portfolio and kind of using your money to build that, and obviously getting updates to that portfolio, adding new things, leveraging that. And there's many different things, but it's not really get rich quick scheme, it's way better than traditional investing where you get like 5 to 10% per year on most things. Real estate, you get, maybe with the growth of the actual asset plus, the rent, you might get maybe 15% or so in most markets, unless it's like, Miami, where if you bought in COVID, that your property grew like 100%. But most years, it's not going to be like that, right? Most places in the U.S., the average is like 6% per year. And obviously, in places like Miami, you need a good amount of cash to get into a property for that to even rise.
Right.
So, but yeah, generally, it's way better than the returns, like probably 5 to 10 times better, depending on the year. And obviously you don't need skill, so that's the good part, right?
Nice.
Because I started trading around COVID, like a little bit before, because the lockdown, I was looking for things that I can do to stay at home, but also like make money. And I got into day trading and stuff. And a lot of that, the first like 2-3 years, I was just losing money mostly.
Right.
Like I would make some money and then lose it all in like a couple of trades, right? So it would take like half a month to make, $1,000-$2,000, and then in 3 trades I would lose it all. Like, so it's, it's pretty difficult to get that emotion control, that discipline. That, it's a lot of things. Because I mean, the main things is the fear and greed kind of.
Humans usually go through both of those. You explained that to me like numerous times, bro.
Yeah, there's even for crypto, there's a fear and greed index, which is a good, indicator of showing how, like, when it's time to buy or sell. When it's, everybody is afraid and it's kind of going away from crypto, that's good time to buy. When it gets really greedy on that indicator, you want to sell, because usually it doesn't go higher than like the max greed,
Right.
So that's a good way to see it as well. So mostly in trading is, you're too afraid to put money. You're like, I don't know, I'm probably going to lose money. I don't want to risk my money and things like that. So those people, they don't make money because they're too scared to put money, right? You gotta risk some money to make some money in this. And the greedy people, and that's mostly where I landed myself before, is, you make some money and then you're like, oh shit, if I continue like this and I make, or I put a little bit more money into this, like let's say, you put 20 grand and you made like, $2 grand off of it, and you're like, fuck, what if I put like 60 grand and in the same trade I just made 6 grand, and you get to a point where you're like, over leveraging yourself, over putting too much money, or just being like, oh, this is so easy, I'm just gonna keep putting money, and then you get into this greed where you make mistakes because of that, because you're trying to get the last dollar, you're trying to hold a little bit longer because it's gonna make you a little bit more money, and all this stuff, and that creates mistakes, and that's why most traders lose money, like 90 something percent. End up losing money, or even blowing their accounts, completely losing all their money. So that's why it's a dangerous thing, and it takes a long time to learn, unless you're some of the people that are like emotionally like at zero and they don't care about money. Then you're probably gonna do well and gonna succeed pretty quickly. But for most people, it takes 3 years, minimum 2-3 years, to get to a level where they're so leveled and they don't care about money as much. Like they're not attached to this dollar value that they put into the stocks or whatever else. And yeah, so I'm giving like a shortcut to that, because obviously these bots, they just, take trades, and obviously they lose sometimes, or any strategy loses at certain times, but over a long period of time they make money, and that's what you get basically. It's, there's no experience, there's no time spent on this, there's no like learning curve or any of that. Like you could be, I don't know, working on the street, like cleaning the floor on the street, and get these and make money basically.
Yo, so real quick, Jenna, I see you. Shout out to you trying to show love. and my dog Lewis. Before we move forward, right? I know the link to your stuff will be in the description, but I need you to spell out Algo Forge. If you could write it down as well, show it to the camera. Let these people see what we're getting involved with here, because as you're talking, every fucking nerve in my brain is going off like, shit, this is exciting. I gotta ask him all these fucking questions. But I need you guys to know where to find him. And remember, you can find him at his Instagram, which is Lewis Unconditioned. Make sure you go and follow that. And you're gonna get a lot of value on there, my people over here. If you want to lock in, I need you guys to really reach out to him, because we have like a powerhouse of communities happening just through this show alone. I mean, when Natalia and yourself, Lewis, eventually do link up, which I'm going to make happen ASAP, I can only see nothing but the sky being the fucking limit out here for what we're capable of doing, bruv. And then...
Fucking this shit up.
It's all right. It's all right. We're going to spell it out for you guys. So if you're listening on audio, it's spelled ALGO Society, right?
Yeah, so it's Algo Society on School. That's the free group to get the free bots. And,
show the camera, my guy. So let's raise that up. That's how you do it right there, Algo Society. And then I'm gonna also hold on. Let's see. All right. And that's me real quick. I'm gonna just put that on there for them. Algo Society. Oh shit! It zoomed in on your face, motherfucker. What the hell? Which camera is this? What the fuck? I don't even know what's going on, bro. There we go. All right, yeah. So, yeah, I need you guys to find him over at the Algo. What? Algo Forge and Algo Society?
So, Algo Forge is the name of the company. This Algo Society is the school name that you can find. That's where is the best way to go. But yeah, you go through school from Alex Hermosi and go Algo Society. Starting it, so there's gonna be dropping all the setup for the free bots. It's already written in words.
Right.
Obviously, I'm gonna have some videos to upload there to explain, basically show step by step how to set them up and everything like that. The only hiccup that anybody could have is, so basically you do need a virtual server for these. So you could run it on a computer, right? But the problem with that is obviously you can't turn off your computer because they work 23 hours a day, five times a week. So almost all the time except the weekend they're on, and so they could be making money trading and all this stuff. So you want to keep them on, all the time. So if you have a spare computer, that could work. But you're running a risk, of electricity outage, internet problems, or any of these things that could lose you money, because if it's, once it's trading with real money, all those mistakes could stop them from working or whatever else. So I recommend, and in the setup, I already set it up with a company that, once you message them, they set up the whole server for you. It's all ready. All the files are there. You just have to, get a TradeStation account, which is the broker, and get those bots, turn the desktops on, turn the bots on, which all the instructions are there. It's pretty simple. There's no like technical things like that you need to know or anything. And that's all it is. So, and for the private group that I have is you get a portfolio of 45 bots. And that's, you're getting diversity of different symbols. So there's gold, what's it called? Gold, copper, NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow Jones, Russell Band. So you're getting all those and shorts of those as well. And Bitcoin as well. There's futures of Bitcoin there as well. So you're getting all those, and you're getting a lot more diversification, and you're getting a lot more money as well, because I didn't include the best bots in the 5 free bots, obviously. Right. So you're getting that extra stuff, and I'm helping those people that get into a private group to set up and everything, and I'm there for their technical support, one-on-one help, and things like that. So that's the benefit. And obviously, that portfolio is going to grow there's going to be more customizations to those 45 bots and stuff, and more bots will be created as well in the future to to have even greater advantage in different market what's the word
Market outcomes. Market
like market not situations, what's the word, like market times, I guess, or whatever, like different, next year it might be different rules for the government, or maybe new war or some shit. So
right.
There need to be some updating and some change of strategy
as macroeconomics changes.
Right, yeah.
So look, if you remember, right, literally I would be putting together Zoom calls, hanging out with these guys, getting them all excited about coming into all the value that we have into these Zoom calls. And then as soon as I'd get the guys in the Zoom call, I'd have you come in, teach the group about crypto, right? And then when you and me are sitting here, we're teaching these dudes, you would literally just like talk, and you would be educating them and giving them a vocabulary, giving them knowledge, because a lot of them would say, I don't even know what a wallet is. I don't know anything about crypto, let alone how to trade it myself, and also be knowledgeable enough to have a bot do it, which I'm going to ask you about in just a second. But if you remember, for the guys that did understand it, when you mentioned the word bot, a lot of the dudes' ears perked up and they're like, I want that. When can I have that? Let me talk to you about that, right? So people that know about this get fucking excited because they understand the value in it. They know what it is, right? So let's start off with like a simple question. After you answer this, I'm going to ask a little bit of a harder question, right? But for the average audience member watching right now, what is a bot? What is a trading bot? Can you explain it to us?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I have a program that builds, there's different indicators, as simply put. Basically, some of the ones that you might have heard is MACD, RSI, moving average. So these are indicators that traders use to, tell if a stock or cryptocurrency or whatever else the price is too low or too high, or the momentum of the movement and things like that. So these bots take, over 4,000 different indicators.
Nice.
And so they mix and match different indicators together, and I build them one by one. So it's basically, I take one indicator, find the best one out of those 4,000, whatever, for that specific symbol, for that specific time frame. So time frame is very important as well here. So some of them trade for a few hours, some of them trade for a few days, some of them trade like a week. So all of them that's part of the diversification that you're getting is, they trade on different times and things like that. So I take one indicator, build the best one, then find a second one that does well with this one, then third one, then fourth one, then fifth one, then some exit criterias where there's another indicator for the bot to, exit the position. I usually add, some stop loss or some take profit. So those, help minimize losses and increase gains as well. And yeah, so all of them are tested on like 20 plus years. What depending on the symbol, the maximum that TradeStation allows you to get the data.
Mm-hmm.
So for Bitcoin is the least time, for example, because Bitcoin's been around, for like 12, 13 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, since I've known about it since 2012.
Yeah. So whatever. It's the least time compared to like
anything else.
S&P 500
13 years
been,
versus the fucking NASDAQ since Warren Buffett before.
So it's tested on that time. It takes all the different, let's say the time frame is 1 day, right? So every bar on a graph is 1 day.
Yeah.
So it will take every single bar since now till 1997 or some shit. Like some of them go up to that time, and it will take us every single bar on every single day that was the market open. Take all that information and test those indicators on that whole time frame, and see which ones perform the best.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I have to be the one that's qualifying if it's doing well or not. Like seeing different other tests that show me, what's the max loss on this, what's the, how good is this strategy in the future if the market changes, if it's going to continue working and things like that. So there's like more tests on each indicator that I have to do and things like that. So, and the final product is multiple indicators together, multiple exit indicators as well, and that creates a strategy that's tested. And then I test that once it does really well in that time, in that 27 years, 25 years, depending on the symbol. And then I have to test it for multiple months in the future on real markets. That's new data that wasn't in the test, to see if it's continue being good or it fails. So some of them fail, and I don't put them in a portfolio because it does really well on previous data, but in the new data, that's new market that's happening now, it doesn't work. So that strategy goes to the trash. So yeah, so that's kind of the explanation for this.
All right, so this is what I know. I know that if I'm locking in with you, I gotta go to your Instagram, I gotta follow you, I gotta find the Algo Society school that you're offering for free, and I know that you also have the Algo Forge website that I need to get involved with, and that's gonna walk me down a path of what I can get, right? So let's say I'm looking for your services, right? And I come to your school and you're giving me this information, and I'm getting some time from you. And I now that I've gotten access to you for free, essentially, and I have like $1,000 cash on hand, and you're giving me these 5 free robots, what can I do with that in the free area? And what can I do for like the higher tiered area?
So sadly, $1,000 is not enough.
Okay.
Not for my services or not for the bots themselves or whatever. Like the money to set it up or whatever. Yeah. That's free. The bots are free. The only thing you gotta pay is the server if you want to decide to use the server, which I recommend. But obviously I can't make you. Right. If you don't have the extra money. And that goes to the server company, that doesn't go to me. And so basically you do need more money. I would say, so the NASDAQ contracts, even the smallest ones are like 4,000. Then S&P 500 contracts are like 3,000. Obviously, these are rough numbers. 4,000, something like 400 or 300. I don't remember the exact number. And same for S&P 500. It's not 3,000, 3,000 like 200 or 300. I don't remember. And the gold one is like 1,800. So obviously, if all of them take a trade, which could happen sometimes, that's gonna set you up at like 15 grand or so, which could happen. But obviously not all of them are gonna take a trade. Some of them take very low amount of trades, like 2-3 trades per month. So that may not happen, but you want to have at least that money in there. So if it does happen, you still have the money for the bots to run properly, right? So $1,000 is not going to work. You need some money.
Makes sense.
To use, right? Even on a brokerage account, if you want to day trade, like stocks and stuff, you need minimum of 25,000. So
25,000?
Yeah.
2500 or 25,000?
25,000.
Nice. Okay.
And I mean, if you want to day trade, like really day trade, right? Because obviously you can do with less, but then you can only trade 3 times per week, which is a very low amount. You have to really snipe your trades. So this is lower than that, but you still need the money to run them, because if you don't have the money, if you start with 5,000 or whatever, and one bot can only take a trade at a time, then you risk losing on all the other gains that the other bots could be making, and you're skewing your results a lot by only using basically one of them. Then if that one isn't a loss, usually the other ones could kind of balance the loss. And that's what you get with a big portfolio as well, is like some of them might be in a losing trade, but other ones do really good as well, and they either balance each other out or you're still making money, right? So that's kind of the thing with the big portfolio as well.
Okay, so I'm coming in, I'm getting in the school community, I'm seeing all these people helping each other out. I get access to that. That essentially is going to help me. I am, coming cash on hand. I've got like, let's say I've saved up to work with you. I've got like a paycheck ready to go. It's like $5,000 or whatever, right? And now, with the servers, am I paying you directly to get to them, or am I paying like the server service monthly?
Yeah, so you're paying the server company monthly to run the server. And
do you know about how much that goes for?
So the free group is the simplest option they have. I try to negotiate the price, but the lowest they can do is $50 a month. And for the private group, it's going to be $70 a month. And the main difference is the processor of the server. So the $50 one is slower. And so it's going to have more difficulty running a big portfolio of all those strategies, working at the same time, taking trades and things like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the main difference. It's about 50% worse.
Than the $70 a month option?
Yeah, the processor.
So you need the server to be faster. I pay the $70. I'm coming firing at full cylinders. Is there any?
So the free bots, since you have 5, it's good enough, the 50.
Okay.
But if you want the full portfolio and you have enough money for that, then yeah, you do need the bigger ones so all those bots can work properly. Because you don't want it to be crashing while you're in a trade and making money or losing money. You want it to be, doing what it's supposed to do, without any interruption. That's why the server is there, is to keep it as like stable as possible.
Okay. So now I come in, I've given you a paycheck, smooth. I saved up for it, makes sense.
Well,
now,
let me clarify. You're not giving me the money. So you're keeping it in a broker's account. That's your account. You can withdraw if you,
my broker's account. I'm putting money in my broker's account. So I'm putting money aside, and that's my portfolio.
It's all your money. It's all in your account. With the good thing with the brokers, which is lacking in crypto, is so in broker's account, the good thing is that, for example, if I have control of your account for some reason, right? I'm a hacker or whatever else. I get the login password of your account. The only thing I can do is transfer the money back to your bank account, right? In crypto, if I get the hold of your account, I can send that crypto to another wallet that I own and say goodbye to your money, because it's gone forever.
Fuck that.
Like, there's no.
That's all I was talking about, that shit.
Yeah.
She said, double check, triple check, quadruple check that shit. Make sure you do not give away your wallet ever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little clarification, because I've had some questions from people saying like, oh, like, you're going to have access to my account or whatever. I'm giving you the money. No, you're not giving me any money. You're keeping it in your account.
Your brokerage account.
Yeah. And I'm legally, I'm not able to advise you anything or, invest your money in any way.
This is not legal. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, I'm just providing a software that you can use to make money with, basically.
All right, so I come in, cash on hand. I got my brokerage account. I saved money, about the amount of a paycheck, put it in my brokerage account, made space for that, and now I've cleared out the Netflix. I've cleared out the bullshit expenses that I don't need, and I'm paying $70 a month. If I want, that's probably what I would do. You could do the 50 if you want. I'd probably do the 70, right? And now I'm paying the 70 a month, and now my bots are operating at a higher performance rate, right? Now, quick question before we go even further into that, because I want to talk about how I can go even higher with like the different tiers that you have. How am I interfacing with these robots? Is it on a browser? Does like a Tesla robot come to my house, give me a back massage? Like, tell me how that part works.
No, so like I said, TradeStation is the broker. So you on the server, I already pre-installed everything for you, all the files. So you already have TradeStation, you already have all the bots, you already have all the plugins and everything that you need to start. So it's just, you create an account with TradeStation, and then you get the server. It's fully set up. Then you go and log in into TradeStation, the platform on the PC of any kind that you have. And there is, I already have like the workspaces and desktops that are saved. So you just open them up and you get all the bots, and you just have to activate them, and that's it.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, to be honest.
When you activate it, am I interfacing with it through like a web browser, or is it like software
it's a
downloaded onto
platform.
my computer? Oh, it's a platform, like a straight up platform that you get access
I don't
to.
know, like Google Chrome or some shit.
Like Google Chrome or school. It's just like a platform.
Yeah.
Is it app or website?
It's an app. It's an application on your computer.
Nice. Okay. So then now, okay, I understand that. I'm in the game now. I'm in your class or school. I'm in the whole thing. I'm working with Big Dog Lewis. You know what I mean? And I've now seen some portfolio growth, right? My 5,000 has gone up from some of these trades. And I say, Lewis, I've enjoyed this experience, and I'm glad that you've been working with me. I'm glad that I have support with you, like basically damn near 24 hours the way that you work, right? And I'm like talking to you, and I've decided I want to go up higher into like your program because I've seen it now. I've experienced it. Thank you for giving me these bots for free. What is the next step that I can grow into for portfolio growth?
Right. So the private group, that's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have...
There's a private group. Let's freaking go. I didn't even know that. We were learning today, boy.
So that group is specific for that. Is like once you have, a good amount of money, the minimum I would say is like 40,000.
Right.
Because obviously the more bots, the more money they use to trade.
Okay.
And, like for example, today, a lot of bots took trades today.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was gold, NASDAQ, a lot of them took a trade. So that came out to like around 30 something grand. So you need money to run the full portfolio, because otherwise the main thing about the bots is that you want them to freely buy and sell whenever they need to, so their edge in the market can work in your favor, right? Because anytime there's obviously, like I keep mentioning, there's obviously losses in some of the days, but as long as they're running, they're gonna make the money back and make more money.
Volatility, I mean, it's part of the game. You got to understand that, right?
Even the best companies or traders have losing periods or losing days or whatever else. That's normal for this, Right. Even in the real estate market, right? That's like one of the most kind of low growth in a way areas where it's stable growth.
Stable asset growth, but slow.
Yeah, there's like this year, this year specifically, the beginning of the year, it was a lot of homes dropping in price. So there's periods in any of investing where, the assets go down and there's losses or, lowering of the value of it. So
right,
everything goes through that. So,
okay, let me ask you this, right? I am understanding, I had 5,000 and maybe it grew to the 40,000. That feels pretty cool. And I want you guys to know this. I personally know Lewis. I know his pockets are up. I know he actually has a real estate portfolio right here, right now, today. I know my dog is in the motherfucking game. So as this company is coming and getting ready to launch for you guys right here, right now, which it's already up and running, you can get in it. We're providing a way for you to get more people involved in this. And it's hot. Remember, Natalia says you only really have 5 years left to get your racks up. By the time 2030 hits, you already know what time it is, bruv. That's really a really good mental timeline to put yourself in. So if you don't understand that, go watch the last video. But we're here now, right?
Yeah, I mean, generally, I would say I'm even, when I learned about this, I went crazy. I'm like, bro, first, trading in general, it makes you think of money as money is not real. Because, you clip a couple of bonnets and you just made 2,000-3,000, and what? Somebody has to work this for 40 hours a week, for 4 weeks to make 3,000, and you just click buy, hold for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, made $2,000. money is not real. You know what I mean?
Like, do you want to be a slave or do you want to educate yourself and play to win?
And with trading, right, the difficulty is not the physical difficulty of like, like for example, working on an oil rig. Like it's fucking physically demanding to do that job, right?
To your whole body, my body, my choice, bitch.
So, that's difficult physically. Here, obviously, trading is not physically difficult. You have a computer, you just click a couple of buttons. You don't have to, be muscular, big, or whatever else to make that money, right? You don't have to have energy, whatever else.
You need to be focused, not greedy, and not fearful.
That it's mostly mental, right? It's mostly, that's most of it. And like I was saying before, it takes multiple years to get to a point where you're mentally strong enough to handle this and make money off of it. And with bots, it's like, it's crazy. You just plug them in, put the money, and you're making money. Like it sounds too good to be true, and I'm still like shocked about it. Like how is this even a thing? You know what I mean? Like somebody is working while I just put the money and I'm making money. Like it's literally all you have to do is restart it every week. Make sure everything is running properly, which is pretty easy to do. Like I can teach a 2-year-old to do this.
Nice.
And and you're making money, and it's just like, and especially if you have good money, if you put in 200, 300,000 or 400,000, then you're having,
insane
20K days, 25K days, 15K days.
Right.
Somebody works in America or even outside of America, some of their money that they make is like in a year they make like 5-10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good living in those countries. Imagine if you take all this money making, right, and go to those countries and live there as well. Like you're getting, like the life becomes so easy in that sense. It's like, it's unimaginable that we got to this point, and like our grandparents had to, work and slave, and there's no actual way to move up mostly. Like, yes, you could build a business, but that takes a lot of years.
They had dial-up, bro.
What?
They had internet. There wasn't even the internet laptops. There was no technical. They had AOL dial-up, like bullshit,
Right.
Slow internet.
It's like no, I'm talking about like 60 years ago.
Like, they had no internet.
Bro, you're cooked. You're cooked there, bro. Like the only thing you can do is a physical like business, and it's also not talked about it at that time. Like there's
most people have that old ass mindset today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there was no real like. Now we talk about like businesses and making money online and all this stuff. Like it's pretty popular. Mm-hmm. But back then it was like you had to go and find books about this of some people that made businesses and learn their life story and try to take a huge risk trying to build something and things like that. And now we could just put some money in some account, run like some fucking automated strategies, and you're making money that somebody's working 160 hours per month doing a job, physically demanding jobs and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
So there's this other side of this story, right? I actually learned from you guys in the Brotherhood that we're all day trading. Some of them absolutely believe that artificial intelligence is going to wipe out the labor force. And upon wiping out the labor force, the only way for people to make money will be day trading. So that being said, my question is, and I'm asking because I know you have so much experience in the real world, and when you trade in the real world, that's generally under the NASDAQ with real companies and real stocks. And you have so much experience in trading with crypto, which is the digital world, and understanding how to like get money from Ethereum, Satoshi, Bitcoin, XRP. When you're operating these bots, do these bots trade on NASDAQ or crypto, or how does that part work?
So they trade futures markets, right? Futures markets are basically, there's commodities like oil, gold, and things like that, and also indexes like NASDAQ and things like that. So
say that part again.
What?
The rewind.
So the futures It's a
Futures. That's
separate-
futures.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a separate. So there's like stocks, options,
Yeah.
futures, crypto, and so all of those are like different sectors, and some of them kind of overlay each other. So in futures, there's it's involved with stocks, it's involved with commodities like oil, gold, copper, natural gas, things like that, and also you have cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's not that many. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and there's a new one with Solana, but I don't know. I'm not gonna build any bots for a long time because there's not enough time that it's been on. There's not enough data on it.
I understand that Solana was something. I understand Solana because I believe a bunch of meme coins were built on that. And when I was doing Donald Trump and all that shit, like Solana was what they were building them on. And then I was using like Mooncoin, blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, basically, yeah. So it trades on those on futures market, and it trades indexes, trades commodities. I have portfolio in that big portfolio, not the 5 free bots, but the full portfolio. You have all those different things together, right? And yeah.
All right, so here's a huge question I got to clear up for the viewers. And I understand some of this because I've talked to you. But if I didn't talk to you, I'd have no true understanding of this, right? Let's talk about like the TV show Billions. Maybe you guys have seen that with like that guy who plays Axel, whatever his name is. If you understand that movie or that show, in real life, there's something called hedge funds. Hedge funds are where people have large accounts and they'll hire a stockbroker to literally go and trade money for them in these markets. And you're actually hiring a broker, right? A broker literally manages your money and trades and brings you back more money. Now, as time went on, you don't necessarily need brokers from brokerages because we have applications like Robinhood. And that's, again, you using the application on your phone and making the trades manually with your thumbs. But Lewis, right here, right now, today, with hedge funds, or brokerages, are people trading with their human body in real life anymore? Or are we up against people that are completely using bots?
Yeah, I mean, if you search most, when I was just getting into like strategy automations, I was trying to build them kind of copying strategies of really famous like billionaires that have hedge funds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go on ChatGPT or whatever, any AI, and you ask them, like you search up the most popular or the biggest players in trading, and you search up like, okay, the top names were whatever, like Ray Dalio, for example.
Right.
You search them up and you ask what are the strategies that they use, right? And a lot of the things, I mean, most of the time is going to tell you, oh, there's some like automation or quantum, trading and things like that, which are basically an explanation that they have automated strategies or some kind of code that trades for them. So most of it, especially the high frequency hedge funds that trade, by the time you as a person, let's say you click buy, right?
Right.
When you click buy, that signal sends, depending on where you are in the world, it goes to different exchanges and then goes to New York, the main one. And if you're trading US stocks or whatever. So it goes from your computer all the way there and then back to you that with a confirmation that you bought some shares or whatever else.
Right.
By the time that happens and by the time you click and all this stuff, hedge funds have bought maybe 10, 15 times more things. A lot of the orders, let's say you were trying to buy for $10, they send for $9.08 and then sell it back to you for $10, and they make that spread on because their systems are faster than what you're doing. So they're kind of getting in before you because they know you're going to buy, 100 shares or whatever else. So they get in before you, buy it for a lower price, and then sell it to you and make money on that.
Right.
And that happens all the time, like in any trade that you take, especially if you have like a big size account where you're, buying $5 million worth of a stock or whatever else. So that happens. And most of the billionaires in this space of like, investing or trading or whatever else, all of them use strategies of some kind. Like they have, specific people that build these strategies, and there's like huge teams that, are building these all the time, perfecting it, things like that then you go against them, right? You're not trading against normal people, because most people lose money. So it's, you're playing against other people that are really good at this, and they have strategies that do this for them. Like my bots are competing against other people that are hand trading.
Right.
So it's
okay. So once I'm in the Algo society, I'm a part of Algo Forge, right? I'm in there. I've already got started, and I like it. How do I get more access to you, and how do I get more access to your time? How do I move up?
So in the private group, you're gonna have a separate chat. You're gonna have access to me where I can so I can get into with your permission, obviously, to the server to help you fix any mistakes that can happen. Through things like AnyDesk or TeamViewer to help you. Basically, if you have some issue, I can connect to the server through that and solve the issues for you, so the bots keep running properly. And you just have that access in the private group where, anytime that you need, obviously not at 2 a.m. where I'm sleeping, but, in normal hours, I can
normal work hours, guys.
Yeah. I mean, extended hours, obviously,
yeah.
like if it's 8
Extended work
p.m.
hours,
or
guys.
something, I could still help you, but like obviously not at 2 a.m. And yeah, you get access to that. And there's going to be personalization for the portfolios as well. Like going to give, some different portfolios that you can use, and, maybe that fits your goal better.
All right, so I have 1,000 fucking questions right now, but let me just ask you this, right? We're at an hour into this. Do we have enough time to keep going, or do we have to like move forward with the shit that I know you and me got to do, and then there got to be a part 2 to this?
Yeah, I mean, we could go a little bit longer, and then.
All right. So I'm gonna do what I can to give you guys some sauce, okay? Okay, now, once I've learned, when I'm with you, I'm in your free group, I'm in your private group. At what point in time, if at any point in time, because this is like my money that I've put aside that I can do this with, right? Should I be taking profits should I be taking profits in the NASDAQ, or should I be taking profits in Bitcoin? Should I be taking profits at all? Is that very unique to the person? Like generally, how do I get to feel like I've dabbled in the money and enjoy being a little bit more rich?
Obviously, look, the best strategy is you put the money, right? Let's say you use the full portfolio. You put the 40,000, you let it run, it makes you some money. Then you might even, if you have a job that you're like you want side income, or you have like investments of other things or whatever else, you make money in the real world, right? Then you can take that money and add to it. And so the faster you can grow the base of the money, the more it becomes to the point where you don't need to work anymore. Like, for example, if you only make 2K per month, right? Or 3K, that's, it's not good enough for like.
You might not be able to make it in South Beach, which is where he lives.
There's not much you can do with that, right? Like, especially in major cities. In some smaller cities, yes, you can do a lot more, but it's especially if you live in America, in New York or LA or Miami or Texas or whatever, that's you're not gonna do a lot of that. So, but if that turned into $20,000 a month or $200,000 a month, then you can do a lot more, and the money is not as much of a problem, and you can do whatever you're doing, pay for everything that you need to pay, and that's not gonna affect the account as much, because if you're obviously making 200 grand in a month, you have a substantial amount of money in the portfolio itself, in the broker. So I would recommend, generally, this is what I think, is if you put the money and you add to it little by little over the first year or so, and then that grows the base, and then your everyday money that you make every month increases to the point where you could take the $1,000 or whatever that you might need, or you want to, get a new car or whatever else that you want to do with your life. It's not going to affect as much the money that you have, the base like money that you put in, compared to if you just put the money in the first profit, you take it off. It's not going to have time to kind of grow. And the best part about it is that with time, with more money, you can leverage it. And, that's why I recommend keeping the money and keep maybe adding to it, because you can then leverage it more. And then, that's kind of the thing about it. So I would recommend beginning of time, keep it in there. But if you really need to, you could take out, on the months that it's making good money, you could take out some, and whatever. If you have to pay for something, if you're funding another business or whatever else, then you might do that,
Capitalize on your assets, man. So then let me ask you, I'm doing the best I can for you guys, right? All right, since I got you here and you can give me the sauce, right? We understand a lot about Algo Forge, but what are some tips that you have for us, or like tips and tricks you've got for us to come correct over to Algo Forge, or for us to come correct over to Algo Society? What are 2 or 3 tips or tricks that you have for us so we can get the best out of you and Algo Forge?
Well, can you explain that?
What can we do to come correct to get the best out of your services, so we can not waste any time?
How to use them properly?
Yeah. How to use them properly, or maybe a couple of tips or tricks you can educate us on. So if I do this ahead of time, then I'll be able to be like, okay, we're not wasting any time with Lewis. We're getting the best out of what he has to utilize here.
Right. So the main thing and the main problem I see with people in general is they fuck with the bots too much.
Really? Right? They tap on it or something?
They see some money, they make it stop making more money or whatever. They take the money, and if it's bad, they turn it off, and so they don't let it be,
right,
basically. And you spend more time, right, because you have to check it and all this stuff. You don't let it breathe by itself, right? And second thing, you usually are gonna bring your emotions into this product that's supposed to be emotionless, right? It's just a machine working.
Right.
And when you're bringing I made some money and let me take it or whatever else,
you're destroying the fucking purpose.
The little hands,
Yeah, I know.
But
Gang.
So fucking with it too much is what's gonna not let it run how it's supposed to run, because the strategies they build on, they have a certain edge to the market. That's why they make money, right? They're better than another person or whatever else, and that's kind of the indicators. The mix of the indicators gives it an edge. And so if you think, oh, it made $1,000, let me stop it from working because I just made $1,000, and you're gonna miss on those moves that are $3,000, $5,000 in one trade. So you're gonna fuck with it too much, and then when it's losing, right, it's supposed to make 5,000, right, and maybe loses 1,500, but you took it off at 1,000, and now you're down money because it created space for itself to lose some money, and you didn't let that happen.
Right.
So when it has a loss, you're down money instead of just losing some of the profits. So things like that, fuck with it too much.
Would they have been better off to leave the bot alone, or is there a responsible way to check it within a certain time period that they instruct you on, or should they just shut the fuck up and let you handle it? How does that generally go?
So you just let them run how they're supposed to run. The only thing you got to do is check it's running properly.
Make sure the server's on type thing, or
make sure So they have the bot itself has, let's say right now it takes a trade while we're sitting here, and maybe the broker, whatever the platform, there was some mistake. It didn't take a trade.
Right.
It may have sent a signal. There was like a rejection of the signal, whatever happened. And so all your job is like, look at it, and it will tell you like, oh, this is wrong. It's supposed to have, what's called a contract, but you don't have one. So all you do is like buy the contract, and the bot is going to take care of the rest. And so that's all you're doing is basically like correcting the contracts that it's supposed to have to how much you have now. So you're just making the match, and that's all you're doing. And if you mess with it too much, that you're gonna have problems with that as well. Okay,
so I know don't fuck with the robots, right? And let me ask you this: like, if I am, like, I guess watching the server, and I'm paying the $70 a month for a server, is that also TradeStation? And can I monitor the server from my phone, my iPhone, as well as the desktop version?
So
how does that go?
On the phone, there's a Google Share, which is connected through your mail, like Gmail. So you can log it in the server into your Gmail and on your phone, and you can basically see the server from your phone.
Right.
So like if you're traveling or whatever else, and you can check it, and then maybe if you're in a private group, you can tell me, hey, this is not running properly. Can you help me? And then I go in, fix it for you, and then it's running smoothly. Let's say you're traveling to, I don't know, Europe or something, right? You're busy living a life, and you just, check it for 1 second, see if everything is good. And if it's not, either have a laptop to open it and, get in and fix it, or, you let me know and I fix it for you. And so there's a way through the phone. And you could also, if you have two computers, for example, you can have one computer that's running the server, that's running everything. And then you have another computer where you can kind of remote into that computer and fix it from your laptop if you're traveling or whatever, you're not home and you're not able to get to that computer.
Nice. Okay, so then, I mean, I literally could just ask you questions for hours. I was just going to ask, I have like 15 other questions I'm going to ask you, but check this out, man. We've done a lot to bring you guys a lot of sauce and a lot of value. I swear to you guys, this is part 1 of a part 2 of a part 3. Lewis, my dude, like, I want you to just tell us real quick, man. I know we've talked about the websites and stuff, but if they're just tuning in now, tell the people how to get involved with Algo, bro.
Yeah, so you go on school, you join this group Algo Society. There you have already the 5 free bots. If you don't have the necessary funds, like you need minimum of 40,000 for the full portfolio and to run everything properly. If you don't have that, you have less. Then use the 5 free bots, make some money off of that. Save up some more money. And I'm giving them for free there. And you just get the server. You get all the bots already installed on the server and everything. So you just pop in. If you have the cash to run the full portfolio, that's what I recommend. And if you have a lot more than 40,000, that's even better. You can make a lot more money. They're scalable, so you can run $1 million portfolio, $5 million portfolio. All of it is scalable, so you can make obviously more money. You're gonna have more benefit from the product because the percentages are the same, but obviously the monetary value is different. Because 10% of $1,000 is not the same as 10% out of $1 million. It's a lot more cash to spend on whatever you need to spend.
Damn. So. All right, so look, guys, listen. You see, in the 5-star Brotherhood, we have a 5-star gentleman right here. The only way to get access to being in the actual Brotherhood itself, you see, we have all these knowledgeable people. We've got Natalia, we've got and she was just here, and then we got Sergey, we got Lewis, we got Tez. Okay, so my dog Lewis is out here giving you crypto knowledge. Sergey's giving you political knowledge. Tez is teaching you how to date. If you guys want to be in the Brotherhood, the only way you're going to actually get to actually be a part of that is subs.com/5star, bro. But like on a whole other note, with my dog Lewis over here, you're getting access to life-changing portfolios. If you want to ask him, yo, Lewis, how do I turn that 5,000 into 40,000 so I could take advantage of both these tiers over time? You're going to have to hit him with a direct message at his Instagram, Lewis_unconditioned. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to go there right here, right now to get access to you. And then, of course, the best way is through the school community, the Algo Society. So you guys have to get locked in on that. But in the meantime, I'm literally me and Lewis are talking about some strategies that we have to launch this company in not just America, but he's got connections all over the world right now. So we got to do what we can to get as many people as we can locked in. There's only 5 years left before y'all is motherfucking fucked between the wealth gap of the very wealthy and the very poor. So you can either be a have a yacht or a have not. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog. And shit, man, I'm gonna have to close this out because me and Lewis got some things to do. But Lewis, right before I close this out, my boy, please tell them where to find you. Tell them what you got going on. Tell them how to get involved with Algo.
School.com, Algo Society. Join it, and then you will have steps from there. How to get if you have the capital for the private portfolio, and just the free bots is huge value as well. You know, I mean, some of those bots, in this year, if you have the lowest contract sizes, the micro mini, which is the smallest, like 4,000 per contract for 3,000. Some of them, made already like 15 to 18 grand in. That's a single bot in this year. So
he's giving you sauce right now.
So from 4,000 to 18 grand, that's 4x basically your money from not doing anything, just checking, restarting every weekend. That's it. Like, it's the simplest way to make money. It's kind of crazy that. I want more people to use this because, like, after that, you're like, okay, I can actually enjoy money. I can actually enjoy freedom in my life. I can actually do what I want to do. I don't have to work for somebody if I don't want to. You know what I mean?
I don't have to be a fucking slave. I can use my time and my money for me. What a return on investment. Am I right?
Yeah.
My dude. Oh, thank you for coming on 5-star. This is the first time you guys have seen him on here, but it's not our first time doing any kind of video work, and it's definitely not going to be the motherfucking last time. Me and him are about to literally get on, like I said, we're about to put together a grind to launch this stuff for you guys on a much broader scale. But look, man, this has been another beautiful episode of 5-star. Make sure you guys are locked in. You have to lock in at subs.com/5star if you want to get even more connected. You want to spend more time, maybe even in real life. We'll set up events with you guys if you get on subs.com/5star. That's the only way you're going to find out. You'll be able to connect with Tez with your dating coaching. You'll be able to live your life. You'll be able to launch a crypto portfolio or a NASDAQ portfolio or whatever he strategizes you with, so you can have money in the bank, so you can get on with your life and have the time to date or have the time to enjoy being a couple, which is really hard in the modern day. And then, of course, you'll get access to dudes like Sergey who are going to put you on wildlife innovation, laws, making the world a better place, tourism, getting more proactive, getting your knowledge out there. You're going to get access to myself, a wealth of knowledge who does nothing but make sure you guys have everything and grow. This has been another episode of 5-star live stream, dog.
Sir.
We've done everything to help you guys. Make sure you follow me at Life of Chris Livestream. And let me say this. I'm wearing this shirt for you, Michael Sartain, bro. We're going to talk about this shit real quick. And then on top of that, the Life of Chris Livestream Instagram, I just found out from some of my girlies over here, is like has restrictions on it because I talk a lot of shit. So because they're trying to ban me on every fucking meta platform on like Facebook, or they're just like putting up all these like walls to like block me and call me like a spam account or whatever, I need you guys to get in there and follow me more than ever. I'm having some difficulty growing on motherfucking Instagram, which is where I connect with a lot of you guys. Thank God you guys are over here subscribing on YouTube. We see you, 130,000 views in like a month and a week now. And then on top of that, you guys keep subscribing. We see you guys, Lord Commander, all the other people who are like out there shouting us out. Dawn, I see you. You guys interacting with us. We see you. We take the time to give you guys back a lot of value. This has been the 5-star live stream. Peace out.